What is up, everybody? I got this in the mail today. This is awesome. Check it out. Hero Black 11. Thank you to everybody who helped me get this. That was very much appreciated. Let's open it up. This is a special kit, by the way. It comes with the handler, the head strap, a clip, enduro battery, and the screw. Comes in a case, a nice hard soft case. Let's see what's inside. Whoa, whoa. You can see the camera in there. Ooh, very nice. The handler here, camera. This is probably the head strap, clip over here, and I guess it's the battery. Ooh, 2 batteries. Right, 2 batteries. One for the camera, one extra. I am super excited to go take this out and check it out. Let's just get rid of this stuff here. Thanks everybody for helping. I'm gonna film there. I'll take all this off later, but this is, look right there, you see? The last GoPro I had was a 9. This is a 11. This is pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited. I want to test this out with Lowlight. I also had to buy an extra 2 batteries. It's a 2-pack. Another suction cup because mine kept falling off. It could have been because of the paint, but you know, I figure I might as well get this stuff all together right now. And also, I never had one of these. It's a shorty. I always use this blue handle thing that I could take in the water. This one is a tripod also, yeah. So pretty excited to try that out. Also, what came with this thing, I think, is a charging cord. Yeah, there's a charging cord in here and everything. I have now I have 2 of these handles. They're nice and soft and stuff, but I don't know. It's kind of bulky. No, did I also forget? I got this. It's a 32 gig memory card. All right, I'm gonna try this stuff out. Let's go. I just wanted to share with you what camera settings I had it on. The main thing I'm going to play with is the hyper smooth, which I had it on Autoboost, and the lens, I had this one on wide. We're in downtown Chinatown, Honolulu, and look at this. This is walking around using the GoPro Hero 11 with no gimbal. It's just a handle I'm using, and it looks great. As long as there's a good sunlight or decent lighting, it seems to be doing well.
That's a marketplace. We should show in there.
And this hallway gets a little darker, so you can see a little bit of shake in the video, but it's not too bad. This area is a little darker than that hallway earlier, so it's gonna be a little bit more choppy. This is expected with our GoPros. Can't go up there. And a new camouflage hat. Hi, aloha. 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 Yeah.
I know, I mean.
Thank you.
This is the food place, yeah? The food court.
I don't know. You want to go look?
Yeah, might as well.
This is a real test going into an area that has lower lighting. I always use a gimbal when I'm walking around if I know I'm going to go into any stores just in case, even if outdoors is bright. But if I don't know, sometimes, you know, I will run across this and I just happen to run into a store or something that's low light like this. But for this test, I just wanted to do this just with a handle so that you can see how this GoPro Hero 11 responds in this kind of lighting conditions. Again, this is with the boost on Autoboost and in wide lens mode and no gimbal, yeah, just with a handheld handle. We're now switching the lens to linear mode and horizontal lock, and it's still on Autoboost. Let's go to the front. Hey, we got Fighting Eagle here. Wow. Eel, I mean. Fighting Eagle. Eel. I'm really happy with how this performs out in daylight. It's pretty good outdoors in daylight. I love it. Somehow everything looks cleaner and sharper. And I do have it on medium sharpness, not on high. You'll see the bounce, and that's because I'm not doing the walk. I'm just walking normally. But if I did the walk that you're supposed to do to get a more stable, unbouncy picture, it would probably come out a lot nicer. Thank you. Yeah. This place too, right? Wasn't this a club or something? Theater? This is in 4th Street Mall, kind of the business area in downtown Honolulu. And it's mainly businesses and eating places in this area. Wasn't there a vegan place that we used to go to over here?
Yeah. I knew there was another.
Yeah. It's hard.
The food was pretty good, but
Wasn't always there. Again, this is in linear horizontal lock mode with auto boost on, and it just seems so much wider than normal. So I'm kind of liking this. This is this looks really good. I usually don't use the linear horizontal lock mode. I just usually shoot it in wide, but I might stick with this one with the GoPro Hero 11.
and there's no line. Not like Waikiki. Okay, there's a line.
Small line. Is it just me though, or in linear mode, do people seem a little shorter in certain spots, depending on where they are in the video? And in wide mode, I feel like people are more proportional throughout the whole video. Aside from the bending things around in the edges in wide mode, and in linear mode, sure, you don't have things bending, but how come it seems like people are out of proportion a little bit?
They didn't have that the last time. Right there. On the 3rd row.
Oh, look, they have a pickup area over here.
Oh. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
wanna go? Nope. For our nighttime test, we're going to add a Hohem gimbal, and we're going to switch the ISO max to 1600. We're going to be shooting this one in Autoboost and wide lens. For the rest of this Lowlight test or nighttime test with the GoPro Hero 11, we're going to be in Waikiki, as we'll be in a lot of different situations of lighting, people, so you can see sharpness, and walking, so you can see blur, and you can decide for yourself what you think.
I hope you find whatever it is.
Thanks, man. I don't know if the Hohem gimbal is the best gimbal for the GoPros, but this is the one that I use. As you can see, the stabilization is a lot more stable. It's not as jittery like it was just handheld, which you saw in the videos that we did earlier in Chinatown. As you can see in the video, it's not super sharp. I kind of like a sharp video, but it looks smooth. You don't see too much noise, even though it's there, but it's not as bad. Maybe if I bumped up the ISO a little higher, it would have showed more noise. And I didn't try anything over 1600. While still in auto boost mode, we're going to change the lens to linear and horizontal lock. Oh, the lens looks nice. No reflection in the window. Or not much. Walk down here. Look at the top by him off the stone. So I switched the hyper smooth mode to boost and lens to wide, but accidentally put it to 60 frames per second. And I thought I'd just share with you why you don't want to shoot higher frame rates at low light, because it gets darker and more grainy. So funny, you have a Christmas store all year round. Did it used to close sometimes? I don't remember. Station. Oh look, three little birds. Okay, now we have hyper smooth on boost and lens on wide, and switch back to 30 frames per second. Previous video was in 50 frames per second for whatever reason. Boost is the highest setting aside from auto boost, which is I think supposed to figure out what boost you're supposed to be on. But if you just set it to boost, it'll be on the highest setting. There's still slight shimmy in the video. I don't know if that's from my gimbal, but it's so much more stable than if you just use a handle without stabilization. I still think it could be more sharp, the video quality, but it's pretty good for what it is for GoPro. While still on hyper smooth boost, we're going to switch the lens to linear and horizontal lock. Looking at the videos, I think I would rather, if I'm going to shoot in boost mode, which is the highest level of stabilization for the GoPro setting, I would rather shoot this in wide lens mode instead of the linear horizontal lock. I think it's looks nicer and more clear, and I would use this mode, the linear horizontal lock mode, more for bright daylight conditions. Food.
5 for 20, 5 for 4, you get 1 free.
Hey.
See your videos, man.
Oh, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's your name? Oh, wait.
I'm David.
Huh?
David Cruz. David Cruz.
David Cruz. Oh, cool.
To your channel, bro.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
I'm on Pennsylvania. I know you have vacation.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for saying hi. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.
Your wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Later. Now for the hyper smooth, we're gonna change it to on, which is less stabilization than the boost, and lens to wide.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah.
Wow, that's the Free Little Birds right there, and the audio sounds great on this GoPro. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm just watching this video. I kind of like the stabilization on this. It's on hyper smooth on, but I feel like boost mode would be a little bit more stable, and it's in wide lens mode instead of linear horizontal lock. So I think I would prefer to have it on hyper smooth boost mode and lens on wide mode for low light conditions. I think that is going to be my final answer. We're going to do another test with it off completely. We'll see how that is.
Drop in my eye, country road, take me home to the place
We have the hyper smooth still on, but we're going to change the lens to linear and horizontal lock just to see how this is. Really? I guess so, yeah, our feet are gonna get cold. And I guess if it's raining, we shouldn't walk in the rain either, right? Yeah. So looking at the linear horizontal lock again, I really feel like it would be better in just wide mode. I think somehow it tries to stabilize it a little bit more and the picture's not as clear or sharp. Not that the wide mode is super sharp or anything either, but it's a little bit better, I think. And again, doesn't it seem like people are not in proportion in the linear horizontal lock mode? It seems like in wide mode people are more in proportion, and yeah, you might have bending on the edges with trees and buildings, but I think it just depends on what you want. Maybe if you are okay with people being out of proportion, the buildings seem more in, you know, standing up straight and not bending, then linear is for you. But if you prefer people to be in proportion, maybe wide mode might be better. I don't know. It looks nicer at night through the window. So big in. Okay. Now the hyper smooth is completely off and the lens set to wide. The only stabilization is from the gimbal.
근데 재원이가 반대.
ABC store again. You want to go look in there?
Yeah, what's that?
Go.
Work is almost over, summer's getting closer.
So I think overall, having your hyper smooth on or on boost will be probably more beneficial even when you're using the gimbal. This is inside the store when the store is actually kind of nicely lit. This store is kind of 50-50. I could sometimes walk into it with my GoPro hyper smooth set to boost or on and have my just my GoPro on a handle, and I don't need a gimbal, and the footage is usually okay. But sometimes if it gets a little too dark in certain areas, it might start to shake a little bit. If I had my GoPro Hero 8 without a gimbal and with the hyper smooth on boost, the stabilization would probably be fine in this kind of lighting conditions. So I think for the GoPro Hero 11, if it's sunny outdoors, I wouldn't use a gimbal. I shoot it at 4K 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Lens would be on wide. Hyper smooth, I would have it on Autoboost or boost. My 10-bit is on. Bit rate is on high. I don't know if those two help, having those set like that. Shutter is on auto. ISO minimum is 100 and max to 400. White balance, I have it on auto, and that's because I walk around and do walking videos. I'm not shooting a cinematic movie that only is going to be facing this certain way with the certain lighting a certain way. Sharpness is set to medium, color, natural, and win to auto, because my conditions always change. So that's why I have some things on auto mode. In night, low light, or inside stores, I would use a gimbal and shoot it at 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second. Shoot the lens mode would be in wide, and the only other difference would be the ISO. I would change that to 800 or 1600, while I'm also using the hyper smooth in boost or auto boost mode. So I'm really happy with the GoPro Hero 11, although I don't think it's still good enough for me to do night walks with. I might still use the iPhone 11 and with a gimbal, or my Nikon Z6 with a gimbal. But I'm really happy with what it's doing for the daytime videos. Thanks everybody for helping with this purchase. Really appreciate the upgrade. I gotta thank everybody who helped donate when I made the shout out about how the Hero 9 was performing and how I was hoping to do this upgrade to the Hero 11. You guys reached out and helped me out here. So Lumboys, Arizona, thank you so much. Carl in Arkansas. Oh wait, no wait, Carl, he donated. Oh yeah, he did. He gifted some subs. Carl also donated some money for 360, which we'll talk about later. Foxpick gave some biddies. So did Panel. Rick and Darlene, thank you for the biddies. Arc72 fan, thanks for the biddies. Michelle and Jose, Food and Travel, mahalo for your generous dono. James S, mahalo for the generous dono. Brother Bruce, thank you for the generous dono. Genesis, my cousin Genesis, and my auntie Aiko, thank you for the very, very generous dono. Mahalo. And also my cousin Raynette, mahalo so much for your very, very, very generous dono also. Thank you. Mixed Music Arts, thank you so much for your generous dono. Shakalaka, thank you for your generous dono. Andre, thank you so much for your generous dono. Dr. Charlie, thank you for your generous dono. And Wakefield Kevin, thank you for the biddies. So all these people that helped me out and contributed to this GoPro Hero 11. Thanks everybody. Mahalo. Which is kind of economy hotel that's kind of close to the beach. And the Queen Kapiolani Hotel over there with the flashy lights. Okay, we'll see how this test video went. I'm gonna put all the specs on what I was walking as with. Hopefully I remember everything. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate that. Wait. You. Sorry, I just wanted you to make sure you saw. Woo! Everybody's been good tonight. All right. Ooh, big roach. Wow, sounds like fun up there, huh?
One for one. I don't think it's very crowded. Noisy.
Just noisy.